We already saw talks of TikTok being banned, and now a lot of places are banning Deepseek. Today, we're going to talk about Perplexity, who's offering to be the Hail Mary savior of both of them, and what that means for making money online, and how Perplexity actually embedded Deepseek deep within its AI. This is going to be a doozy for AI news and what it means for you to be able to make money online. So, Alina, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, thanks. That's really surprising me that Perplexity is taking these actions both towards Deepseek and TikTok.
Yeah, the TikTok one's kind of interesting because I see here with the bid to acquire TikTok, obviously we know it's not cheap. And also what we're looking at is it's going to give the U.S. government voting rights on TikTok, which is interesting. It seems like everything they want. However, I think there's something bigger going on because ever since Perplexity came out, it has been gunning for Google as the top search product. We did a video a couple months ago on my other channel where we had talked about Perplexity search and how people can get paid just for having results on Perplexity search within the Perplexity platform, much like TikTok Shops work, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I think they're actually like trying to compete with everyone else, and it's an interesting way to go.
Yeah, I think it is an interesting one. With Perplexity, I think their main goal is to nail search down, because a lot of people have said that TikTok is the search for the new generation. For me, I've been around a while, so I don't use TikTok for search. Do you use TikTok for, like, if you want to go find a restaurant, are you using TikTok or are you still using Google?
I'm still using Google for sure, but I bet some people use TikTok for this because it gives you a good visual. And I still rely on some products that I find on TikTok for sure. Not that I buy it then, but I find the ideas of products I want.
Okay, so you're finding the ideas. Now, are you searching for them or is it just, hey, that guy's got cool shoes?
No, it just really comes into the search. There are a lot of ads included there.
Got it. Yeah, I have noticed TikTok ads have skyrocketed. It's like 1 out of every 5 videos you're watching is going to.
Yeah, or even every 3. That's crazy.
It is. It's absolutely crazy. And, you know, that is showing their dominance. And it's funny because I was thinking about last night. I was like, we went from watching TV when I was a kid where you had to watch the commercials. There was no way around it. Then we got TiVo, which deleted the commercials. And then we got streaming, which was going to be the commercial-free $12 platform, and now that has commercials. So now we're watching more commercials than ever, and we're paying more for it.
Yeah, it's just like a race. It's deleted, but it comes back.
Yeah, we should make a TikTok just called, like, commercials. And you could just scroll through commercials, and I'll bet people will probably watch that.
It depends if it's like creatively made, like this new type of commercials that are actually on TikTok where somebody is like break a coconut and the water splash into somebody's face and they recommend the cream for hydration, you know?
That's pretty good. And I think that is where commercialization is heading, where a lot of people in the younger generations are like, I'm not falling for that. I am not going to watch the commercial. I know this is an ad. I know you're trying to sell to me. And they're like, Marcus, what are you trying to pull here? We know you're trying to sell something. And a lot of times people do look at that. And I think there's going to be more money to be made in a softer sell because it's going to be what people want. It's like the best thing to do, the best way to market to people is to market to their friends. Because if their friends buy the pants, then you have to have the pants. Otherwise, you're not cool.
Yeah, it should be something more lighthearted, I guess.
Yeah.
In this era.
Yeah, and I see that as really interesting. And what we saw here is Perplexity actually put Deepseek right in the setup. So like we can go here, we can use Deepseek, we can use O3 Mini, we can use Pro or Auto. Now I did find it was a little bit different. So if I go through and say, make a sales letter for the Snuggie or something like that, it was a little lighter than actually using Deepseek itself, but it did give us something to where, hey, there's hope if this thing gets banned, which we're going to go through in just a minute. A lot of people a couple weeks ago when I came out with my Deepseek video, they were like, this is not going to get banned. And now we see Australia has a full government ban, Italy, first ban, Taiwan, government ban, United States, Navy, NASA, and Texas. So like going to Texas, I don't think you can use the Deepseek
I actually thought they're gonna ban it. It was kind of obvious from the panic that it caused.
Yeah.
That people will try and ban it. But it's kind of hard to ban it completely because it's an OpenAI, right? So you can download it even and run it locally, except the biggest model.
Mm-hmm.
But that Perplexity downloaded that, I think, including the biggest model, right?
Yes.
They can run it.
It is. It's an interesting one because it is actually doing that. And I see that one of the things we talked about with our Deepseek video was creativity in marketing, where it's interesting because AI first came out and everyone thought AI is going to come out. It's going to be the accountant jobs. It's going to be the data analyst. It came full on swinging for creativity. You saw Midjourney come out and the artists were freaking out. You saw, music and video and all this stuff, which was interesting. And then we went corrected where AI was like, okay, now we're back to this coding, Excel, Word doc content. And now it's kind of going back to the creative, but the creative I want. Because it's like, okay, it's cute to make, an elephant with a giraffe head. I don't know, that might not be cute, but people find it interesting. However, if I can make something that's actually going to sell, like this one here, like oversized sleeves or whatever, and I can make this, I can go through and say, make some creative Pinterest post titles for this that would get engagement. This would actually go through, and I find that this does much better than ChatGPT. So that's something that definitely helps there. Again, looking at that, I think it is absolutely going to face a ban, mostly because when you threaten the U.S. economic dominance, they start banning things.
Yes, that's true.
Like we have all the freedoms we can imagine in the U.S. until it comes to the economy. Then it's like, no. The trillion, sit down. The billionaires will control this for you. And I think that's what we're seeing. Which is interesting. So yeah, we're seeing that there with Perplexity coming out. I think if they buy TikTok, that's going to be a good thing.
Yeah. Because I thought like they're kind of coming on the background in comparison to this race between Deepseek and ChatGPT, which I guess is more popular and more like in the air that people are using this. Plus Gemini, so they need something to compete for sure. What about APIs? I've seen this like 0.4 about APIs.
Let's see. Where do you see that one?
Lower
APIs.
And number 4.
Before, okay.
Number 4.
Oh, number 4. Okay, there we go. So the APIs, Sonar and Sonar Pro APIs, I think those are, so that's going to be the API of Perplexity, yes? Which would include these models.
Yeah, I'm curious if they're going to make it cheaper too, since they have Deepseek now, or is it going to be the same price? But we'll see.
They might. I haven't looked much into Perplexity's API, but that would be an interesting one. I mean, look at the valuation. 500 million to 9 billion by year end. AI search. This is what we're seeing. I think the major play here is they want TikTok to take on Google. Because we're looking at it. I mean, TikTok came out of nowhere and became a just gigantic company. I mean, it's insane. And that is based on search. A lot of people think TikTok's a cute video platform, and it is. But a lot of people are using it for search. Like when you go and you look for a new outfit, a lot of times you're looking at TikTok versus Google, how do I dress like Marcus?
That is actually convenient. I see why now.
Yeah. And I think that's interesting because there's going to be a lot to learn here. And if you get search right, if you can predict where search is going, you are going to make a lot of money. Because, I mean, we saw Google and it was like, okay, the yellow pages, people were clinging to that. Now it's gone. People were clinging to old meta crawlers, gone. And Google came out as the dominant. And now with the government saying, hey, Google, you need to split up, you own all this stuff. And I mean, they already split up, the Chrome browser, I think they're trying to sell off or have to. If there comes a split with YouTube and Google, one, I don't think that would be a good one. As much as I don't like monopolies, I do like those two together. But that is their only product against TikTok, is the YouTube Shorts. And they're getting big into it. So we're going to see a play, I think, with Meta AI, Mark Zuckerberg trying to get into search, Perplexity trying to get into search, and Google trying to fight for the dominance they have.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this will be interesting. Where do you see this going in terms of how you search, what you like, what would be outlandish? Like, would it be weird if we use TikTok to search? I think it would be weird.
Yeah, same thing. But maybe it's because I don't have personal experience with searching. But I feel like if Google catches up and comes with ideas fast enough, they will probably keep the amount of the search they have right now, so the power over it, because it's already like in your mind. It's something that people are used to, and switching to something new is always troublesome and inconvenient. So if they keep it somehow for themselves, they're probably still going to be the first ones in this. But who knows? There are other strong players coming in.
And it's interesting too, because, TikTok did it right.
Mm-hmm.
Vine was the first one.
Yes.
Like back in the day, you had Vine, and I think that's where like a lot of YouTubers, Logan Paul and all them started, was making silly little vines of, battles or whatever it is. And then they switched over to longer format video, which we have seen. I mean, if anything, Asia has shown us short form video sells.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like we were talking about the live experiences where you literally are like, here's a pen, buy it, don't buy it, you're out of here. And they sell like 5 million, just 5 seconds of the pen, where it's interesting. And it will continue to be more interesting because back in the day, Home Shopping Network was the dominant live shopping, look at what we have. Now, I mean, you can have a home shopping network,
mm-hmm.
and you could be like, hey, here, we're going to sell this, we're going to sell that. And it is and isn't search-based, which is interesting. And I think the big play here is going to be search and keeping these technologies alive, because if they can have Deepseek and they own TikTok and they're both in cahoots with each other, learning from each other, I could see, for the first time ever, I could see going here and saying how to cook roast beef or something like that, and now getting a TikTok, a video, much like we had, I believe it was Google, where they had the spaces or the social. They had like the search and a social box. It lasted for like 3 months. I don't know.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
And it was how to cook the prime rib. And then it had, maybe it was web? No. All shopping. So
forums?
the shopping.
Okay.
Which one were you looking at?
Forums?
It was kind of like forums.
Got it.
If you want to buy the thing on Instacart or whatever it is. And so now we're seeing all of these changes, like they have the videos here and stuff like that. I think this is what we're going to start to see here, where it's like, here's your perfect roast beef, here's this, here's that, here's how to do it. And then the references could go to TikToks and different things like that, which I think will be interesting. That's going to shake up the search industry.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I think the dominance will be given to somebody who makes it the most convenient for the users.
Mm-hmm.
Even though if it's like not the first platform in mind right now,
mm-hmm.
because I think that's the reason why TikTok won in general over Vines. For example, I guess their search, their algorithm just were better for people.
Yeah, I agree. I think it knew what to find, and it's a debatable topic because it is brain rot content a lot,
mm-hmm.
where it's just junk content and the infinite scroll.
Yes.
Which is, I mean, it just keeps you. I don't care who you are or
mm-hmm.
what you're watching. It is addictive to consume content like that.
Right.
Is it the best for the advertiser? Unfortunately, it's best for big advertisers.
Yes.
Like little advertisers, you can do it if you do it right, but you have to crack that code. And the code is creativity, volume, and being able to sell something direct.
I would say at the first steps, it's still a paid promotion, even through TikTok.
Yeah. And like, would I sell a Valentine's Day heart necklace engraved with a name on it? Yes. Would I promote a jewelry store? No.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's a very quick impulse buy type of thing.
Yes.
But yeah, looking at this, I think search is changing. It will change fast going forward. And if you understand where it's going to more of a people are too lazy to type in what's the best prime rib, they just want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of where we're going. It's going to user-centered, make it easy. I want all my stuff shown to me on TikTok, so all I have to do is go like this. Like, are we going to even have keyboards in the future?
No, we probably use some agents, voice agents.
Yeah, like a automated, or like electrodes in the brain that know what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I think this is interesting. It's a little scary. It is exciting. And for those that keep following and understand where search is headed, there's little pockets of windows where you can make a fortune on this stuff. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm talking more money than you ever thought possible in 24 hours from one little thing like that. And we saw that. I mean, I remember back when I first started marketing, it was the hailed big thing that one marketer made $1 million in one day.
Oh,
like that was the goal. And now people laugh at that now. They're like, $1 million in a day. What do you pass the bucket at church for that poor guy? Whereas now we're seeing things happen much faster and we're seeing money made much quicker. And before you'd have to wait for this and you'd have to plan it. And now, right place, right time, you can crack it super fast.
Yes, I agree.
And it can also disappear really quick.
Yeah.
So word of wisdom, learn search, do this as a career, not a flash in the pan. And when you have something that takes off and makes a bunch of money, act like you never made that money and do something else. Because if you spend it and your lifestyle goes big and that dries up, that's going to be a problem. So thanks for watching. Definitely check out Perplexity, Deepseek, and the TikTok merger. And check out our other videos in the description. Subscribe, smash the like button, and we'll see you in the next video.
See you in the next one.